Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today, I'm going to show you how to evaluate new construction projects in order to price the land that you're getting to wholesale, right? So what I mean by that is when you're out here trying to flip dirt, you're trying to wholesale land that's become very popular over the past, few years, you need to know what the new construction is selling for because that's how you're going to price what you need to buy the lot for, right? So what I mean by that is, let's say the strategy. It's all about what the builders are doing. Here in Houston, I've said this multiple times. They're buying 5,000 square foot lots. They're subdividing and replatting into two 2,500 square feet lots. So you need to know that a builder is going to buy one lot and build two townhomes, and he aims to sell both townhomes. So what that means is whatever that price is together. So let's say for numbers sake, right? He sells two townhomes for 400,000 each. That's 800,000. Builders can't pay more than 15% of the marketable resale value of the new construction that they sold. So you need to do 800 times 15%, which is 120,000. So in order to get that property to a builder, you can't get that lot under contract for more than 120. So depending on how much you want to make, and that's going to be person to person, on one deal that's how you need to price it, right? So if you're that person who wants to make 20,000, you probably need to start at 95 and your max is 100 because you can't sell it for more than 120. If you're like 5,000 a deal, 10,000 a deal, well, maybe you can get it at 105 and sell it for 110, or maybe 100 and sell it for 110. So, like I said, I'm going to show you how to do that using the MLS, and this is going to be data, bro, like real time data. This is not Zillow. This is not Redfin. This is real data, the best that you're going to be able to use. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, cool. So right now we're on the MLS, right? This is the MLS. We're in HAR here in Houston. So what I did was I went ahead and went to quick single family. I put in sold 90 days, new construction, built your 2022, 2023. I have a property that I'm currently looking at already. So I just wanted to see half a mile, and it's in the same zip code. So what you'll do is you'll see over the past 90 days, 6 new construction have sold. So you'll go results, go to the maps, and you'll see here are all the solds, right? So what you'll do is you'll go ahead and you'll take a look at, let's go ahead and pull one up. I actually know this developer personally. I've done a deal, I've sold some land for him and to him. So he basically this is the strategy I was talking about. They get the 5,000 square foot lot and they put these up and they sell both of them. So the most important thing obviously you want to get is the address, and we'll go into, I have everything already put in Excel, and I'm going to show you, basically what happened, what I did. So here's the address. Here's the square foot. You see there's 2,500, the lot size, the three bed, 2.5 bath. And this one sold, you just want to scroll down to the bottom. This one sold last month on the 15th for $369,900, sold for $198.02 a foot. And what you'll do is you kind of take a look at all these. So you want to go ahead and get the address, get the square foot, you get the sales price for each of these, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go into the Excel that I've already set up. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so here's the Excel. I just kind of put this together, maybe like 5 minutes ago. So sold new construction comps. I can probably highlight that. Let me go ahead and I'm keeping everything the same color. So here we go. 4702 Oats A, 40. This is the address of all 6 of those sold comps. Here's the price that they all sold for. Here's the square foot that they all sold for. And this is their price per square foot. So the function that I use is simple. You're going to take 369.9 divided by this, right? And it's the same down the board. right here is where I basically did the average. So if you're not familiar with Excel, I would want you to get familiar with it. If you would like to just for me to send you a blank spreadsheet with these functions locked in, I can do that as well. Just shoot me a comment in the comment section or shoot me an email. So what I did here is also take the average. So what's the average sales price of all the properties, right? And then what's the average square foot of all the properties? And then here's the price per square foot. So if I know that the average price for a townhome is 384, 467. So what I'll do here is go equals this right here, multiply that times 2. So that gives me 768. So this is, and that's 2, right? Because they're building 2 townhomes. That's the reason why I'm doing that. So then what I'll go ahead and do is I'll go even further and go equals this right here times 0.15, which is 15%, right? So that lets me know right here that based off of the data, based off of the MLS data, the best data that you're going to be able to get, that's what's sold over the past 90 days, new construction. The average right here, the average price is right here. This is the average sold price based on the comps, the average. Multiply that by 2 because, like I said, they're usually building 2 townhomes. So let's say if they both sold at the average price, multiply this by 15%. That means you cannot get that lot under contract for more than 115. This is the max that you'll be able to sell it to an end buyer for. So what that means is you need to get that property under contract. I would say maybe start out at 90. And if that you agree to 97, you could possibly sell it for, I would say, honestly, the max would probably be like 110, 112. That's where you really want to be at. You probably want to be, honestly, 107. So if you can get it for 90 and sell it for 107, that's 17 grand right there. If you can get it for 95 and sell it for 107, that's 12, right? So then it's just a matter of what you want to make per deal, because this is some work, right? Not saying you have to drive around and do anything, but it is going to take some time to put these functions together, like your softwares and your systems and stuff like that. Me personally, I use MailChimp, I use Podio for my CRM, and I use Phone Burner for my dialer, and I hired a VA out in Pakistan that I pay $5 an hour, who works from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Cold calling, scrubbing through expired listings, terminated, and some lists that I pulled off of PropStream and PropWire. And I mean, and this is how you run your numbers, right? When they talk about knowing your numbers, this is data. You want to get in the habit of being able to search through the MLS, being able to speak with builders, maybe some properties sold off market or something like that, being able to scrub through the data that you have available. So let's say if the average square foot, right, is the average price per square foot. I'm sorry, this is with this price per square foot. This is sold. So if the average is selling for this, and somebody's coming up to you and they're saying, I'm building 1,600 square foot townhomes. Okay, cool. So you'll take the average right here, multiply that by 1,600. So it's more than likely going to sell for around there, right? And then what you'll do is, honestly, you'll go 1,600 times 2. So 659 this, and then you'll go equals this times 0.15%. Okay, so that's the max that there is. So you probably need to start off with 80,000, right? And then you just, like this is how you justify your prices. Like you can send stuff like this to developers, right? I wouldn't necessarily send this to a seller, just being that the average person probably doesn't understand, numbers in a way like this, right? But you can kind of explain it, you know what I mean? Hey, look, if I'm buying the property I'm looking at right now, so let me go ahead and I'm gonna stop sharing, and I'll share the original screen again. So let's say we'll go back to screen 2. So let's say, hey, hey, Mr. Harold, some properties that I went on the MLS and I found some similar properties to yours that sold over the past 90 days that are within half a mile. They're maybe a few streets over. Are you familiar with Raleigh Street, Sumter, and Noble Street? You're more than likely he or she is going to say, yeah, that's right down the street, right? They know the area. So this property sold for this amount. This property sold for this amount. Is there a reason that you're asking for so much for yours? And they'll give their spiel. They'll say, somebody sold something or a realtor told me. And I was like, yeah. And then explain to them, like me, I'm transparent. Builders develop in this area. And in order for them to meet their margins for the deal to make sense, they can't buy the land for more than 15% of what they're going to resell the property for. So, if you can meet me in the middle at this number, I'm confident that I can get this deal done. Does this number work for you? And at that point, just let them talk. And if they say it does, ask them, do you have a few minutes right now? We can go through the contract together. And I live here in Houston. I operate only within Texas. So I use TREC forms. And these are the common forms that realtors use. Anybody who's doing real estate transactions here in Texas should be using a TREC form, being that title companies are used to seeing those forms anyway. So if they say yes, then okay, cool. I'm typing it up as we go. I'm sending it to them via DocuSign as we're on the phone. If they say, I don't have time right now, schedule time either later that day or early the next day. You do not want, time kills deals. You do not want to schedule it 48 hours out, 72 hours out. And because you don't want to give them a chance to go out and speak to somebody who may not know what they're talking about, to have them scared. You want to get this thing under contract and get it closed. That's how you're going to make your money. So again, like I said, this is the MLS. This is the sold data. If we were to go, let's say we would do the same thing for lots, right? You'll see the lots that have sold. So we'll go lots sold over the past 90 days. We'll go minimum lot size, 5,000 square foot. Is that 5,000? Yeah, 5,000. Then we'll go again the same address. So we'll actually go a different one. So we'll go 15 on Copeland. We'll go 15 Copeland Street. Let me see, Houston. All right, so boom, we'll go Copeland. So 0 sold. We'll see if we can take it's okay, so 3 sold. And these are lots, right? So we're looking at lots. Okay, so this is 2,500 sold for 53, a 5,000 square foot lot sold for 100, and we'll go on the map. So honestly, for this, like I said, we're looking at 5,000 square feet properties, right? So this is 5390, a little bit over 5,000. We'll go to this listing right here. It's so no financing. So this may have been, clearly this is a cash purchase. Well, this is a terminated listing, excuse me. All right, so I'm not sure why it says sold. Okay, 4418 Lee Street. Sold. Okay, this is the right property. So this sold 2 months ago for 100,000, 1980 a foot. And this is important when you're doing land. You want to see like the price per square foot. So the sold price per square foot. So 1980. And you can do the same thing I did in Excel with the new construction. You can do with these as well. Computer's going a little slow. So, all right. So then we go down here, 99, 53. So, okay, this one sold for 100,000. This is a 4,000 square foot lot, which is crazy to pay that much for it. So 2468. So the thing is on market. So based off of, and this wasn't really a good, let's just redo it. because we need more data, right? We want more sold data. So let's change the address. So let's go with one of these that I put. So let's go 4702 Oates Street. Okay, so we got 4 that sold over the past 90 days. So okay, cool. Let's just go with 4. So we have, these are the lots, right? So we have one sold for 100, one sold for 90. This one sold for 53. And really, let's go ahead and change the criteria. So let's go 5,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet to 10,000 square feet. I'm not sure why it just dropped down into. Okay, so we have one that sold for 100,000. This one sold for 90. So if you look at the listing, 1902 Lockwood, 5,000 square feet, sold for $18 a foot. If you go up here on Lockwood, 5,000 square feet, sold for $19.80 a foot. So based on like these two comps and some of the other ones, they're buying lots on market between $18 to $25 a foot. In order for you to be profitable in this business, you have to sell it below market. You can't sell it retail if you're trying to wholesale it. So you honestly would need in this part. So the thing is, when they say you're not crossing major streets or highways, this is a perfect example for that. North of I-10, which we're here, the values for lots are significantly less than here south of I-10 because there's a development down here. It's called the East River Development. Tiger Woods actually has his East River 9 golf course in this area, and they're building a lot of stuff over here. So the value that you're going to get for lots down here is going to be more than here. So I would say builders are willing to pay down in this area. I would say right in this, between these right here, they're willing to pay 120, 125. Over here, they're willing to go up to 140 because they know they can sell the townhomes. Each townhome, they're going to be able to sell it for north of 450,000, right? But up here, townhomes are selling. You saw the average 380 is the average. But if we go back to, I'll stop sharing my screen. If we go back to the spreadsheet, you can see where 369, 2 of them sold, 370, and then you have these 2 high comps, but these are top of market. You know what I mean, right? Like this 420, 400,000. You have 2 that are 400,000 or higher, right? 399 is just rounded up, but 370, 378, 369, so 370, 370, 378, 370. So would you lean more toward your property selling for 360 to 370, or would you lean to the top of the market at 400,000, 420? More than likely, you need to be around 370, right? I would say that's a safe bet, maybe 365. Run your numbers based off of that. So if you were to go ahead and change, like let's say you were to change it, right? So based off of this, you could say, look, I think 370 is reasonable because I have 3 properties that sold for 370 and 1 sold for over 370. So let's go 370,000. So let's go ahead and go 370. And we'll go here to change it to money. And this is why I tell you need to know how to use Excel. So boom. So we'll go 370, right? This is our new average. So we'll just put NA and A for new average. So then we'll go equals this again times 2. That's the function. 740 equals this times 0.15, 15%, 111. So this is really what they're going to pay for it. If you get them a 5,000 square foot lot north of I-10 in the 5th Ward area, they're going to pay 111 max for it, right? So that means that you need to get that property for about, I would say, start out at 90, try to get it for 95, and sell it for 105. It'll be gone. That'll be gone the same day, assuming that when you open title, the title is clear. You can get a survey order. Typically, buyers that pay for the survey. This is how you run your numbers, right? And so this is why I say it's important to partner with a realtor to get MLS access to do this. Otherwise, you'll be using Redfin. Sometimes the numbers they're not right, or using Zillow. A lot of people kind of preach and teach that. Just tell a realtor like, hey, look, your due, like their dues are due quarterly. Can I have MLS access so I can get on here, look at comps? That's all I'm going to be doing. And, I'll pay half of your quarterly fees, right? Or say, hey, look, I'm wholesaling. What if I pay you 10% out of every deal? So if you get 10,000, you're going to give them 1,000, right? And I'm not saying you have to use the 10%, but just, I'll give you 5% of what I make, 3% of what I make. And, and deals that I can't, the seller wants too much, I'll refer them to you for you to list it. You got to be creative, right? You got to figure out a way. Like, part of this shit is figuring out how to make it work to get what you need to get where you need to go. And so if this video helps you, please do me a favor, give me a share, give me a subscribe, a like. And if you want to JV on some deals here in Texas, or you need some help setting up your systems and stuff like that, drop the comment in the comment section or shoot me an email. I do have a group that you can pay one time $97 for you to be able to basically have a one-on-one with me. We'll help you get everything set up. I'll help you run some numbers like this, so that way you feel confident when you're going out talking to builders, you're going out negotiating. I have assignment contracts for you that's blank that you can use on top of the Trek form, or if you're in a different state, you can also use that as well. And I also have like an Excel spreadsheet to help you be able to run the numbers from a lender's perspective. And I have a video detailing how to utilize that. So that way, when you're sending out these deals, you can send them deals out to the investors, to your builders and your developers, with some rough numbers that you've already gotten from a private lender. Because typically builders, they pay cash for the lot. They go do all the horizontal work in terms of getting it replatted, getting it permitted, getting everything ready. And once they have their permits and their build ready, then they go out and get the new construction loan so they can start building the same day or the next day after the loan closes. This is pretty much the strategy that they use. And so if that's something that you want access to, please, like I said, drop the comment below. And if you have any other topics you want me to discuss when it comes to wholesaling real estate, running comps, new construction and land sold comps, or how to obtain private money to do your own new construction deals, or maybe a fix and flip, go ahead and drop it below, and I'll help you out as best I can. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. And like I said, hit that subscribe button.